Hello and welcome to a very special edition of Agenda at a time when everybody talks about movies. And why is it that despite the Indian film industry being one of the biggest across the world, why is it that only 3 of our films have ever been in the shortlist of the Oscars? Now this time hopes are much higher because the head of the jury to pick our nomination for the Oscars is of course noted actor, director Amol Palekar, and he joins us on this agenda. We of course have a special audience as well, these young students who are from Delhi University, film societies and other film institutes who want to ask him questions. Shubhra Gupta, who is of course a noted film critic, is also here with us. Mr. Palekar, thanks very much, sir. Congratulations on this. And I just wanted to ask you, are you confident of picking that film which will get us the Oscar this year?
I am to begin with, I am quite embarrassed because the way everybody is responding to this, my being the chairman of the jury, I feel that I have already won an Oscar and come back, and everybody is just enjoying it to that extent. I think we need to tone it down and we need to have a proper perspective about this. The whole process of selecting a film, an Indian official entry for the Oscars, best foreign language film at Oscars, is going to start now. So I don't think we should have this kind of a hype right from now on.
You know, I believe you're all going to be, I found it quite fascinating when I was researching this interview, how it is done, that all of you are going to sit for a week in a room, all the jury members, watch all the films in Hyderabad, and that's from there you'll come up and emerge with a name of what the selection is going to be. Is that how it's going to happen, and sometime next month?
Yes, that's how it's going to happen.
Now, when we were talking about this, these young people who are over here, they all had so many questions. I just wanted to ask one of the ones. Yeah, go ahead, ask him your question. Yeah.
Okay, hello sir. Sir, we have so many Indian entries, like every year. We have so much great movies. But why don't we make it to the top of the lot?
Having accepted this, that there has to be only one entry, then we have to go into the process and then we have to start selecting a film. After having selected a film, there is a process of Oscar, their own process begins, so to say. And I have noticed over last, say, 10 years, 15 years, that is where we are actually falling short. It is not in the selection. Many a times, yes, we have fallen very badly in selecting a correct film, but that is bound to happen. To select one film from so many choices, but having selected what is considered the best possible chance for an Indian film, then how it is to be marketed there, how it is to be promoted there, how it is to be lobbied, there is a different scenario at Oscars. And most of the times I would say that we are not even aware of that. Now I think the fault lies with us because we haven't studied the system, we haven't gone as it is expected to do, we have not followed any rules and regulations, and then why we keep blaming ourselves? So we have to learn that system, we have to understand and then go ahead. As far as my job today is concerned, has nothing to do with that process. If I select a good film, my job gets over. Now how that film is promoted, how do they lobby, do they do it properly, do they do it well, is a different process altogether. But instead of understanding all this, we all jump and we say that, oh my God, why are we failing again and again?
So while you've been saying all this, Shubhra has been nodding her head all along. Shubhra, what is it that strikes such a chord with what Amol Palekar is saying?
So what I wanted to say was that, you know, you've traveled this path yourself because your Paheli was nominated as India's official Oscar entry. So you've actually done this, you've traveled this journey. So I wanted to ask you whether some of those learnings will actually be part of the way you and your, you and your jurors will select the film, because you actually do know some of what goes on.
No, I don't think it will impact, but it will certainly have one major point of view as a chairman. But I have 16 other members on the panel, and each one of them, I want to know what is his or her point of view, how to select a best possible film, what is their outlook, what is their approach, and in what manner we should select a best possible Indian entry which will appeal to the American sensibilities or the international sensibilities, let us say. We have to come down and we have to have a consensus amongst ourselves to begin with, how to go about, what kind of film do we need to select, what we think is going to have maximum chances of winning this award. This is the process which I am going to initiate and sit with my colleagues. Each one of them is an experienced person in this film industry. All 17 of us will put our collective wisdom together and will try and find a solution.
You know, you talk about your colleagues. I would just wanted to ask you, there's been a lot in the social media about one specific person, that is the BJP MLA from Gujarat, Naresh Kanodia. Now, I just wanted to ask you to respond to, because, you know, everyone's saying he looks like another political appointee. Why is there an MLA on a film panel like this, jury panel like this?
Well, I don't think I need to respond to that. If at all, Film Federation of India needs to respond to that, because they have selected the panel. I am not the person responsible for selecting the panel, so you can't ask this question to me. As I have been selected by Film Federation of India to chair the panel, they have selected this jury, and what were the criteria, what were the reasons, it is for them to explain. As far as I am concerned, as I said, I am going to sit with them and share my views with them. I am going to listen to their points of view and take things ahead.
Go ahead. No, so do you have the numbers? Do we have a short list of the films that you are going to be watching?
No, I think Film Federation of India asks for entries to be sent, and whatever entries they receive, they are presented to us. So after that, I don't think there is any further shortlisting. But again, this is for Film Federation of India to clarify how they are going to, what is the bouquet of films that they are presenting, and what is the procedure that they have followed.
But because this year has been a very exciting year for Indian cinema, indie cinema, there have been such fantastic films this year. So many of those films will something like a Masan or a Killa or Court or Kakka Muttai, the Tamil film. Some of these are films that come from regions. Will all of these be part of your shortlist?
I hope so.
Okay, and sir, I just wanted to ask you, I know, fair enough, you can't specifically talk about, you didn't choose Naresh Kanodia. If we can all, you know, as people, general public, watching the industry, watching what's happening with FTII, I know you've been vocal about that. Do you think a lot of politics has got involved in all these juries and the censor board and all of that? Do you want to make a larger comment about politics and the selection?
No, I think let us stick to this Oscar debate, and let us stick to that, because if we deviate into all these issues, then we can go on talking till cows come home.
Okay, you know, I was speaking to someone else a little before that, that's Mayank Shekhar. He had a very interesting point, and I think Shubhra also picked up on that.
This is the first time we even know who the chairman of the screening committee for India's entry to the Oscars is. In the past, it's been a very, very opaque and controversial process. How do you intend to change that so far as this year's pick is concerned?
I think so, and I think it's a welcome step. Not only my appointment, but the entire panel of jury is out in open and open to criticism, open to be applauded, whatever. So people are aware of the whole procedure and whole process which has begun and which is transparent. So I think we should welcome that.
Okay, there are lots of questions over here. Yeah, you wanted to ask him?
Sir, you have been a part of amazing movies, not just as an actor, but producer and director too. So how difficult that would be, or that can be, to elect like dozens of movies amongst thousands of entries. So to make through them the process of Oscars award.